Good afternoon, and welcome to today's edition of Pointing to the Cross. And today's topic is successful living. The world and God have two different views on that. The world's idea of success usually includes money and fame and power, or some combination of those things. And God's idea of success is quite a bit different. It involves finding His will for your life and then following that will as quickly as possible. We're going to look at Psalm 1 and the first three verses of that. And the first thing we're going to notice in those verses is the believer's poison. Verse 1 says, "Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful." So the believer's poison is when we take our marching orders or get our advice from the world. It's when we linger and hang out in worldly places. It's when we get our pleasure from worldly things. Usually those things are full of mockers and people who are angry, and they question God. Specifically, take a look at Hollywood. We cannot get our pleasure from places like that. But then notice secondly, the believer's pleasure. Verse 2, "But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night." So the Word then is claimed the believer's full attention. The Word, in many instances in the Bible, is referred to as seed. In other words, it's a seed that is sown into the heart of a man or a woman. And that Word, for the successful man or woman, has claimed their full attention. They're delighting in that Word. They think about it. They recite it to themselves. They ponder it. They speak to God about it. And the Bible speaks back to them. And then lastly, we notice the believer's prosperity. Look at verse 3. It says, "He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that brings forth fruit in its season, whose leaf also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper." The godly believer's prosperity then is likened to a tree planted by a stream of water. And because it's nourished, it grows faster than those around it. And even in the midst of drought, the taproot is into a flowing body of water. So therefore, the tree brings forth fruit in its season. And they flourish even in bad times of drought. And then it says the leaves don't wither. You may get down, but you won't be out. You won't be lifeless. So the idea here is that we're asking God to bless us to be a blessing. And that blessing can't just stay with you, because it won't bear other fruit if you do that. You see, if that happens, the blessing becomes more important to you than the blesser, which is God. So we want a tree that's prosperous, that brings forth fruit for others to enjoy. So the best advice I can give is delight yourself in the Lord. And if your delight is in Him, then He will give you the desires of your heart. Thank you for listening today, and we'll see you next time on Pointing to the Cross.